Hey y'all, happy Friday. Happy preparation for your Sabbath. It's the weekend, baby. Anyway, you guys know on Fridays, I like to give you guys something to do that's going to help you prosper in your future or your near future to come, right? And earlier I read the short from First Timothy chapter 6, verse 9, KJV version. And it says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition, right? So it's basically just telling you, don't put all your everything into wanting to be rich, the will of wanting to be rich, right? So for this weekend, I want you guys, to be less desirable of just wanting everything in great abundance, right? Because wanting everything in great abundance, right, first really makes you greedy. Then being greedy leads to what? Desperation. Then desperation leads to becoming needy. And then once you become needy, right, you fall into these traps, right, into temptations, right, that it calls you to get trapped up in snares. All because your needy ways is forcing you to do things that's going to cause you to fall into perdition, right? So again, for this weekend, I want you guys to be less desirous of wanting to just want everything, right? To have everything in great abundance, because having great things in abundance don't make you, or break you, right? Remember, it's the wisdom you possess, it ain't what you do, but it's how you do it, right? Okay, so also, a man's life again don't consist in abundance of the things he possessed, right? Because when a person put everything in their possessions, they only living for their possession, right? They're not working for their life. They're allowing their life to work for them, right? Depending on their needs and wants, right? Which cause them again to become desperate, because they're greedy. Now, because they got everything and they use greed to get everything, now they're desperate, right? Because they're going to try to upkeep that greed, right? Upkeep that abundance, upkeep that possession, right? And trying to upkeep that greed allows you to do things that leads you to become needy. You see? You see how greed leads to desperation, and desperation leads to needy. And then when you become needy, you fall into all these temptations, right? You become a snare, right? Fall into foolish and hurtful lust, right? Because of that greed that led to you to become desperate, and that desperate made you needy. Now you're a needy individual with no power, no abundance, just wanting, needing, and now people are mocking you, right? So just be careful, you guys, not to just want everything in this world, not to feel like you need everything in this world, right? Because the chief thing in life is, water, bread, clothes, and a roof over your head to keep the shame away, right? Those are the chief things in life a man need. Again, the chief thing in life a man need to survive, okay, is water, bread, clothes on his back, and a roof over his head to keep the shame away, right? That way, if you do got shame, the roof over your head allows you to keep it away so nobody will see that shame. So that shame is indiscreet, right? So you can work on that shame and discreet so you can better, so you don't come out and be looked at as a shame, okay? All right, you guys. So again, this was just a little quick short, for this weekend, so you guys can start just, basing your life on your needs, and not your wants and your desires, right? Because basing your life on your desires will cause you to become greedy, then leads you to become desperate, then leads you to become needy. So, use wisdom as you see fit, use wisdom, as it's needed to help out your life. Because again, the chief things in life we need to survive is water, bread, clothes on our back and a roof over our head. Everything else is just a desire. We don't need it for us to survive. It's just a desire that we want. So it's the things that we want that cause us to get caught up in snares, to cause us to get entrapped and fall into temptation, right? Into many and foolish and lust, right? Which cause men to fall into perdition, right? So this weekend, you guys take the time and examine yourself. Like, examine yourself and ask yourself, am I that kind of person that's greedy, that's want everything, right? And then become desperate if I can't get it. And because I'm desperate, now I'm needy, and I need from everybody, and everybody want to mock me. They want to be around me because I'm just a needy individual. But before, I was greedy, but I didn't use wisdom. Instead, I used my desires and my lustful things to obtain and maintain that greed, which pushed me to being desperate to hold on to that greed. And because I'm desperate, I'm doing things that's beneath my character, which further pushed me to becoming needy. And now I'm a mockingbird in front of everybody. So just be careful not to want and need everything. You don't have to want and need everything, right? But use wisdom as you see fit, right? Only get it if you really need it, right? Now, it's okay to want things. Sometimes we want things. Sometimes we like to, treat ourselves. I'm not saying we don't treat ourselves. Because I used to go out and treat myself to certain things, I feel like I work for and I want it, right? But I did not let it define me. I did not let it make me. I did not let it cause me to become greedy. And I didn't let that greed lead to desperation. And I didn't let that desperation turn to needy. But I did it, and with the thought of wisdom. Just knowing that, is this thing going to make me or break me, or make me feel like I'm better than somebody, or make me want more? You see? So it's about doing things in wisdom, right? So if you do things in wisdom, then you will have discipline. And that discipline will stop you from being greedy, right? That way you won't become, desperate and then become needy, because you're using that wisdom, all right? And so also, St. Luke 12:15, basically when I say a man's life consists not in abundance, that's actually in St. Luke chapter 12, verse 15, KJV version. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, right? For a man's life consisted not in the abundance of the things which he possessed, right? So black and white, our life does not consist in the abundance of what we possess, right? But our life consists on how we're using our wisdom to get through life, right? Is we using wisdom where, we're creating our life where it's going to be a secure, or we're not using wisdom where we're creating our life where we become needy. Because it's up to you how you create your life, right? But again, beware of the covetous. Don't be covetous, because that's what leads to greed, right? And again, a man's life consisted not of the things which he possessed, right? But they that will, who have the will to want to be rich, fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So you see, the end results of wanting to be greedy, that leads to desperation and leads to needy. It just helps you fall into perdition and destruction. That's what it leads to. So again, for this weekend, examine yourself and ask yourself, are you a person that's greedy, that wants everything from everybody, being selfish, right? And if you can't get it, then you become desperate, and then you take it. And now, because you're desperate, you took it, and now you got caught up. Now you needy and you need. And now you're a mockingbird. Everybody looked at you, laugh like, because of your decisions that was not made in wisdom. So this weekend, you guys, examine yourself. And if you are that greedy person, that want everything and need everything, that's desperate for things, and then once you become desperate, you become needy because you done made all the wrong decisions. Well, I want you, to take the time and just heed to what I'm saying. That your life does not consist of in the abundance of things which you possess, right? But remember, your life, the chief thing of life for a man to survive out here is water, bread, clothes, and a roof over your head to keep the shame away. So you don't have to bring all that greedy shame, that desperate shame, or that needy shame in the presence of others, right? But you keep it within yourself, under your roof, all that shame under your roof, so you can do what you need to do to better yourself, okay? All right, you guys, I hope this lesson brought you guys some clarification. Again, and happy Friday. Happy preparation for year 7. It's the weekend, baby. Peace out. Bye.